Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's post-match press conference with Austin FC head coach Josh Wolff. As always, please use your raise hand function if you would like to ask a question. We have about 10 to 15 minutes and we'll get to as many questions as possible. We do ask that you please limit your time to 2 questions only. Cam is working on granting everyone permission to record, and we'll get started shortly. All right, looks like everyone should have permission to record. First up, Chris Bills with the Striker Texas. Go for it, Chris.
Hi, Josh. I was just wondering if you could take me through the halftime subs. Obviously, Ronnie and McKenzie came on. I was just curious if those were at all scripted or planned for before the match, and what you were hoping to see from those two in particular.
No, they certainly weren't planned. Musa has had an ankle injury, an ankle sprain for about 10 days. We got him to a good place for the last game, and he was hobbling, 25, 30 minutes in. We knew he was in a little bit of trouble, so we were glad he could make it to half, but he wasn't moving that well towards the latter part of that. And he was gesturing that it was certainly bothering him. And for Cecilia, I just didn't think he had a great performance in the first half. I didn't think he was defending particularly well, losing some balls easily. So, this is a tough game. It's a dueling game. The first half, we did a decent job. We certainly made it difficult, and we probably didn't get and create as many chances as we'd like. But, the first half was what we'd expect: combative, difficult, no real clear cuts. I think they ripped a couple across the face of goal that were threatening. But, we came in at half, obviously, in a pretty good place, obviously 0-0. Bringing on McKenzie, we know he's got speed. He's got good enough feet. So obviously you can access some space beyond the line. So that was certainly part of the idea. And we moved Diego over to the opposite side to get him on the left side coming into his right. But it was a difficult second half.
Yeah, it seems like against their system, you guys should find some moments where you've got those numerical advantages, right? And having faced them a third time, I guess, are you frustrated that more of that didn't come out? You guys got kind of caught up in that dual game a little bit, and why was that, or why is that? You think that at this point you guys still aren't kind of creating those moments more often?
In this game or in the other games that we've played?
Well, in this game in particular, I know you had obviously some moments in the second match when you scored 3, but they obviously found some advantages against you as well.
Okay. But you're asking about what we needed to do, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they play a 1v1 man-to-man, so it's tough to get free and get those numerical advantages, I guess, that you're talking about. So you gotta beat your opponent, and that now will create some numerical advantages around the field. It's challenging. They're a difficult team to play against. They duel really well. You have an man advantage in the first line, typically with the 2 center backs in the center mid. But they'll jump from the center mid, they'll jump from the back line, and then you'll be 1v1. So it's tough to get numerical advantages against a man-for-man team, but you're going to need to break the first line, engage somebody on the dribble, and then now you can create some advantages. But it was challenging. There were some opportunities there in the first half that we didn't do a great job with to actually play it out. But give them credit. I mean, they make it difficult. It's a difficult one to get through. But there were some okay spots in the first half, but not enough.
Thank you, Coach. Next up, Phil West. Go for it, Phil.
Yeah, if you could just take me through some of the defensive kind of breakdowns and mistakes in the second half. I mean, now it's the last 2 second halves. I think San Jose's beaten Austin 7-0.
Yeah, well, it's tough to, it's tough to walk through. Julio obviously misplays the very beginning of the half, and he's in great position. There's really no reason for that. It's a poor mistake by him. And it obviously puts us at 1-0, and at 1-0, you know what you're going to get from them. They're obviously going to still continue to leave guys high and make it difficult. We got to go chase the game and try to get that goal. You want to do it in a responsible way, but I think the next 2 goals come purely off a transition. And again, it's having the right balance when you are in attack, and obviously putting out fires before they become right on your doorstep. And again, I think even in those couple of goals, we have moments to do better. We're around the ball. We have numbers around the ball. And we just don't deal with the plays very well. But in transition, they're punishing, and unfortunately, we didn't make the plays. You got to make the plays in front of their goal to score goals, and we got to do a better job at making the plays in front of our goal. But we'll take a look at it. It was mostly transition, and that's obviously been a little bit of our Achilles heel this year, but we got to work on it.
Okay, so what do you do to win Copa Tejas then?
Well, we got to come out and win. We're certainly focusing on just winning the next game, coming at home, and obviously, getting these guys into a place physically, see how many of them can turn around and do it again, and be ready for Houston. We know it's an interstate game, and it's a nice rivalry game for us to wind our guys up for, and it's important to the players, and I'm sure it's important to the fans, and we got to get to a good space quickly, and obviously take stock of where everybody's at. But I imagine most guys will be ready for it.
Thank you. Next up, Eric Goodman. Go for it, Eric.
Thanks, Laura. Josh, I know you guys came into this match mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, but when you looked at the effort in the second half, is this a group that's quit on each other and has quit on this season?
Yeah, Eric, it's obviously you guys have the freedom to ask any question, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, realistically saying that, is that what you're seeing? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I think there's some frustrated guys, but it's a bullshit question, to be honest. But if that's where you want to go with it, bud, go with it. That's your deal. If that's what you see, write it. If that's what you see, bud, write it. That's the way you see it, right?
Just wanted to hear your thoughts on that, and then,
Yeah.
But just there were clear moments where players could have given a bit more. I just stood still at times when the ball was in play. Just was that the effort that you're hoping to see in the second half?
I'll have to look at it again.
Thank you. Next up, Mario Tapia. Go for it, Mario.
Hi, thank you, Coach. When we got to the second half, it was like we have seen that same story, we were the best team in the first half, and then in the second half, we just lost it. Like, where is Austin a better team than it was 2 months ago?
Again, I think goals shape the game. We gave away a goal in the very first minutes of the game. It's probably a goal that affects some players' confidence. I don't think Julio was pleased with the fact that he gave that ball away. I don't think he quits on the team or he loses focus for the next 45 minutes, but it affects our group. It certainly does. Again, it was a pretty solid, disciplined first half, and we competed well, and we certainly didn't give up a lot. Like I said before, we should create more, but it's difficult. You give up a goal, now you got to go chase it a bit. You're on the road against a team that can make it challenging in transition and makes it difficult to play the way that you normally play. And they've done that many times to many teams, but you got to grind and you got to fight through it and try to find your moments. But it evaded us tonight.